clouds look foreboding in the distance.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Green Road.
I really do live in a beautiful part of this country. It's a double-edged sword. One, it's tourist central. I think I've seen every license plate except for Alaska and Hawaii. But I live here. They don't. I get to experience this every day. And then they go back to their cubicles of misery. I don't know if that's true or not. The only fact is they don't live here. I see this on a daily basis. I can literally hike
Turn right onto Green Road.
every day if I wanted to. Get off work, change clothes, hike.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Rossman Highway.
I am 32 miles and 54 minutes from my next stop. Now, I'm not from here, but you know what? I sound like I'm from here. I'm from Western North Carolina. I got a big dip in my mouth. That sounded like a bad word. Dip, like chew, tobacco. Otherwise, I can't sound like this. They don't really sound like that. Most of them. Woo! That wind is coming in.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Stop telling me what to do, GPS. I turn where I want. But I think I'll turn to my left. That's where I need to go. I'm headed to Highlands. Should be cooler up there. Whoa! Excuse me. Fresh cut grass.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Rossman Highway.
This is always fun because people drive like a maniac on this road. I don't see any cars. Oh, there's one. Ooh, well, I could have took off, but nah, I'll wait. All right, past this truck, Come on, let's go.
For about 31 miles, continue straight on.
Woo. Turn the air on. Really? No, the view's obscured. Obscured! I fully expected this guy to turn. before I pass. This is Rossman Highway, and it passes through Toxaway, Cashers, Sapphire. You can easily get to Cullowhee from here. Take you out to Silva. Cut all the way across that way to get to Robbinsville and Murphy and Cherokee. And it's a longer drive, but it's a more scenic, pretty drive. You're not being accosted by city life and traffic and all that stuff. See, where I turned on that one road, turned on the Green Road or whatever it was called, I didn't have to do that. See that gas station that was in the video, I don't know, 20 seconds back? There's a road that cuts across that I could have took that road I was on all the way to that road, took a right, took another right, ended up at that intersection there. See that helipad? Isn't that wild? I'm not driving like a maniac, so I like these roads. I like it when it turns like this. This is going to become a one lane again very shortly. Got a whole line of cars behind me now. But they're kind of probably about 10 seconds back. They ain't gonna make it in time. Pass by me and this other car. This one car's trying. Hey, that sounds like Seth Rogen. I gotta do it. Alright, sir. You have no reason to brake. When you brake in a non-existent curve, I have to brake. I have to practice that. That's crazy. The truck passed by just to turn here. And that car I was telling you about, I was trying his best to get up here. He's right on me now. Man, I'm gonna bust out laughing trying to do that. Right here is Parkway Road, or Parkway Drive, something like that. Yeah, it's Parkway. Take that way, you can get up to Tuckasegee. When we talk about rural. That's out there in the sticks. You got no service on either phone, not my work phone or my personal phone, which is what we're recording right now. I mean, it is nothing. So if you don't know your way around here, you're going to get lost. And if you get lost, you're going to hear banjos. And if you hear banjos, it is 99.9% too late. It's like in Avengers Endgame. I think is that the last movie? Where what's his name? Stephen Strange puts up one finger and goes, "This is it. You got one chance to get out of there. Otherwise, it's the deliverance." Wee wee wee. I've actually never seen that movie. I've only seen clips and memes and other stuff. That sounds like a horrible movie. I mean, it's probably a great movie. It just sounds horrible. You're out there just canoeing. And next thing you know, yeah, the Pharaoh people. They exist out here. Great Appalachia. Here we go. The car behind me can pass now. Whoa, he's not even behind me. I got nobody behind me. It's kind of weird. I didn't know if he had turned or not, so I should probably pass this 45 mile an hour guy because he's gonna break in every curve. But no, I'm good. I'm chill. This is chill. I used to speed. I used to fret, have a high anxiety. I mean, I had to get there fast. Go, 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 go. Not anymore. Not for about 2 years now. No. Whoa! 2020 is 5 years ago in 5 months. So, middle of 2021, when the pandemic, or might I say plandemic, started to peter out. During that time, I was working 60 to 70 hour weeks, driving 400 miles a day, covering all of Western by myself. Man, my anxiety was high. And I decided for myself at the end of that, when we finally had other medical equipment techs, Mets, as we call each other, Mets, that I wouldn't stress anymore. The road's still there, the hospital's still there, the patient home is still there, the facility, wherever I'm going, is still there. It's going to be there if I go 60 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone, or if I go 45 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone. I love this drive. Several people hate it because of all the curves, but it's not the Dragon's Tail. We're not too far from there, though. I think an hour and a half. June 8th, 2024. July, I'm sorry. It's July. Why July? I didn't. I made a mistake. It is July 8th, Monday, 2024. Snap to a Slim Jim. It's my son's first day back at school. He's in a private academy, so they started today. I think public schools start end of August. And I really hope he's doing good. Because being only 3 months out of school, man, I didn't think about it, but in hindsight, every time he's got a long break like that, 2 to 3 days before he goes, maybe 4 to 5 days before he goes back to school, I'm going to whip out my old textbooks and we're going to do school at home. Just to get him back in that mindset. Now, today shouldn't be anything crazy. You know, it's the first day back. I remember even in public school, I don't know how private schools work when it comes to first day back. But when I was in school, I went to public schools. And the first day back, you really didn't do anything. No matter if you were in the first grade or a senior in high school. You came in, you socialized, you got broken back into the system, back into academia. You meet some new people, perhaps new teachers. In private school, though, there's only 3 teachers. They're always there. I remember going into the 9th grade right before September 11th. I turned 15 that year, the day before. That was wild. But I remember going in, it was homeroom. We had a homeroom. That was our first class. Homeroom. First day of the school year. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Homeroom. And had a teacher named Mrs. Powers. She was my English teacher. She was probably my favorite teacher. Then you had Mrs. Walker. She was another teacher. She was another favorite. Mrs. Powers was my English, and we learned poetry. We learned about great poets, story writers. I've been writing stories since the 6th grade, but this teacher would work on you one-on-one if you requested it. And it was great, because, man, this is before we started the keyboard. Before we started typing class. I started typing class in junior year. And it took away my zeal for pen and paper. Pencil and paper. So I had to force myself to pencil and paper everything. Alright, people behind me. You can now fly ahead. Be free. Whoa! You're gonna ride my butt. Now you take the slow lane. Got a dump truck coming up. He's gonna pass everybody. Oh my gosh. Dude, you are doing too much. Slow down, mister. Crazy people. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. I don't have a computer. I have a laptop. I had to buy a Bluetooth keyboard for it because the keyboard it came with horrendous. And then it died. That's what was Apple, not Apple, Chromebook. What is this guy's? I mean, what is this guy's deal? Speed limit's 35 miles an hour. I'm doing 40. He thinks because he's in a big truck, he's going to intimidate that car and make them go faster. Whoa, that person's looking at a map. That's unusual nowadays. So yeah, Mrs. Powers got me into really writing. serious stories. I still write my Pokemon stories, but I have a story that I'm going to write. It's going to deal with like knights. I don't think I'm going to have dragons though, because that's overblown right now with Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. But anyways. Another teacher was Mr. Gunderson. He was our history teacher. One of the only things I really remember, he printed out an article about somewhere in maybe like India or maybe Mongolia, maybe the Philippines. Anyways, it showed a kid, probably 12, 13, or 14, smoking a cigar, but he was the leader of a gang. Maybe it was Somalia. I'm not sure. But he was talking about how wild and crazy life circumstances can bring someone. We did a whole article on that kid. Wish I remember his name. More than likely, though, in that kind of lifestyle, he's probably not alive. Or he is in his early 30s, still a leader of this gang or militia. Or many other things. Mr. Gunderson. We'll have to look him up. Then you had Mr. Allen, Mrs. Imes. That's not her name anymore. She got married. Mr. Allen, I think he passed away. Time just goes by so quick. It's a Mustang. Michael Gunnison. Not Gunderson, Gunnison. He was a good friend of mine when I first moved here. I was homeless. And I had some of his army stuff with me. When he used to live with us, he left some of his stuff so we could hold on to it. Well, I found it. I went through it and I found it like 5 years ago, and then I found it 2 years ago, and then I found it a year ago. And I ran into him at McDonald's. And I said, hey man, let's exchange numbers and stuff. We did, because we had lost contact for a while. And I called him up, and we were going to hang out. It just never happened. And then one day I called, and his phone was just disconnected. But he never really changed after coming back from Iraq. He was always on the street or drunk or this and that. Well, about 2 months ago, earlier this year, I found his stuff again. Those paperworks and Army handbook, some photos over there in Iraq. So I looked him up. I'm like, hey, I really need to get this to him. He died 2 years ago. Full-on obituary. Like, wow. It threw me for a loop. Oh man, you're dragging trees around. I guess he made like a tree and leaf. Anyways, so I took the handbook, took the matches in there. I took all his handwriting and notes and who the president was and all this stuff and ranks and stuff and the handbook, his corporal insignia button. A place called Turkey Pen, and I made a big giant fire pit and I laid it in the middle, and then I doused it with fuel and lit it ablaze. A lot of people said, you should have kept that. Why? Why would I keep it? I was always supposed to return it. Now I can't. His brother, I have no idea where he is. I don't even remember his name. I searched up Gunnison, and I know Michael is not from here. So there was no idea to find family to give this to. And I don't even think they would have wanted it. It wasn't really anything important. It had his handwriting, some pictures from Iraq, him and some buddies. So I just burned it. Ash to ash, dust to dust. We only live as long as we are a memory in someone else's head. As long as we're a memory to someone who knew us, we are still alive. Sounds very melancholy. Very, what's that? Existential? Whoa! Whoa! We had a semi that was right here, oversized load, and he stopped right there. And the car that was behind him, with the flashers and flag, oversized, went ahead into this curve right here and held off traffic. This is very dangerous because it's a very long curve. But the semi would be going into oncoming traffic to come up this hill, up that curve. Not the one I just came through, but the one that was down there with the guardrails. So yeah, we waited there for like, I don't know, 2 minutes. It's like, what's going on? I was like, and then I noticed, I was like, where'd that other car go? Escargot. Made sense though. You don't want to be trying to come up that curve and some car come flying around the corner. BAM! There goes that person's home. That's a nice double wide. Very nice. What if they make triple wides? Could you imagine that? That'd be a huge trailer. I think that would have to be built on site, because a double wide is already oversized load on a truck. I don't know if you can make it through here. No, you definitely couldn't make it through here. Definitely could not. I mean, with a double wide, you had cars hugging the shoulder. That's pass. talk too much. Wow, we're at 30 minutes. I think that's long enough. I'm going to end it here. Well, if you like my rambling and my talking and my crazy monologues and maybe some of my cool stories or whatever, at least in my opinion, they're pretty cool. Like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.